Hello Drone Racers, I'm Mark, and today on Drone Racer 101 we're going to make this sexy radio even sexier.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
This is part of a series I'm doing on this radio since it's brand new. There's a link to the playlist down in the description or up in the upper right hand corner right now, so check that out for all kinds of stuff you may want to do. In this case, this is what happens right now when I turn on the radio. Pretty much nothing. It doesn't talk to me, it doesn't do anything. It gives me a failsafe warning because I haven't set up a model yet. That'll be in another video. It does that because it does not come with an SD card. It does not have any contents on any SD card, and that's where it reads that information from when you boot your radio. So what I've got here is literally the cheapest SD card I could find. I think I paid $7 for this at Walgreens. I actually bought this a few months ago when I needed just this part. I just needed the adapter and I had to buy a card to go with it. But this card is perfect for this. This is what I use in several of my other radios because they're super cheap and you don't need high performance for this at all. It'll work just fine. So what we want to do first is figure out what this radio wants. I know what my radio wants, but just in case, depending on when you get yours, it might want something different. So I'm just going to pop this in. The metal pins go on the bottom here, and then you just slide it in. Make sure you go in straight back. If you go up at an angle just a little bit, it will try and slide in, and you're actually fitting between the slots. So you've got to go straight in there and pop that in. So now when I turn on my radio, it'll actually give me a new warning. It'll still give me the same failsafe warning. But then now, SD card warning. It knows that there's an SD card slot in it, but it's looking for a file on the root of this card, and it's looking for version 220015. So that tells us what code we need to put on this. Now normally you will download the same card contents when you upgrade the radio. We're not going to upgrade the firmware on the radio today. Today we're just going to say we've got it, we want it to go now. So from here you've got two options, and I'm actually going to do both of them. First, I've got a laptop. I'm going to take this card slot and just slide this in here and just slide this into my SD card reader. Now if you go to FrSky's website, you've got the SD card contents for the Taranis X-Lite, and you'd think this would be the one you would need for it, but they've already updated the firmware for this since shipping them, at least with my batch. If you download this file and extract it, it's version 16, it's 0016, so it's too new. You're still going to get a complaint about it. So instead what I'm doing is I'm going to OpenTX org22 Nightly's build, and I'm going to take the X72215 zip here. So I've got a file right here, the SD card X7, which is I think the closest to this, and I'm going to download this build. So interestingly, while it was downloading the Nightly build, I looked at the file from FrSky that I downloaded just a little bit ago, and if you look at that, that's the one on the bottom. It actually says Taranis X7. I'm pretty sure using the OpenTX Taranis X7 is the right way to go. So I've gone to my download directory and opened up the file here. It's just a zip file, so I'm just going to take the contents of this zip file and copy them to the SD card. Okay, now we can just pop that out, slide this back in here, and it should just work without any error messages.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Okay, that's okay. Failsafe not set. That's because I haven't set up a model, and there's no warning on the screen, so that's good. Now I've got all my voice options. Now it will do things like for telemetry, it'll give me my alerting. The problem I have is it's still not sexy. It works, but it's not sexy. For that, I need to go to OpenTX University and download my girlfriend, Amber. I'll link this down below for the resources. Amber Soundpack 2.2, that's what we're gonna want here. You'll download this, it's a RAR file, so you will have to save and open this. You may need a different program than your regular Windows program in order to extract this. So now that I've got the SD card slot in, I wanna power it on, and I will plug in my USB cord here, and it is a micro USB, which is really nice. So I'm going to go down to USB storage and click, and now it should show up in Windows. Now how I have my removable disk, which is the card that's in the radio right now, and on the right I have the Amber Soundpack. Now it says sounds and then English. There's only EN English, so I'm just going to select all of these. For the sounds over here, I'm going to go into English. I'm just going to copy all of these files. Now this will add a lot of extra files and a lot of extra sound options to this SD card. So you're going to run into a warning that there are 242, or it might be different for yours, files with the same names. That's because we are replacing the original files. So we want to replace the files in this destination. There we go. It's done. Now we'll unplug. Failsafe not set. It's fine. Turn this off, turn it back on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
There she is.
Throttle warning.
Okay, I'm sorry. So now the SD card is set up just the way I want it. Now I feel like I can fly it and it'll feel right. Now there's a lot of things that you can do that will use these audios. There's a lot of audio options in here now. But now we've got the SD card. But now that we've got to that point, I feel like I can set up a model and the radio will feel correct. It won't feel different, which is what I want. Now we'll get to go through this whole process again when we do an upgrade. But right now the upgrade firmware is for adding the module on the back. So I'm not gonna do that quite yet. I've got a few other things I wanna do before I get to that point. So we'll get to upgrading this pretty soon. If you found this useful, leave a like and a comment down below. Make sure you check out the playlist. This is video number 3 in the playlist, and there are a lot more coming. I think I have 9 more planned. I'll get them out as quick as I can. But until next time, remember.
Hey, if it's not too much to ask, can you plug your charger into me? I'm in need of some good electrons.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, do that with Austin Powers, not me. Please remember to cut that out.